This is an emergency. The Culture Raven is out in paperback, and I finally got my copy. And there is absolutely no way I can wait any longer. I tried to put it on my shelf like a responsible adult, but it just started whispering to me in this seductive, sweet, bookish voice.
Oh, you think you're strong? Cute. We'll see how long it lasts. Still pretending I don't exist? That's fine. I'll just sit here, lonely, unread, forgotten. You know what happens to readers who ignore their books, don't you?
And I'm here, and we're doing this. Here's only one thing you need to know about me. I'm a massive All for the Game fan. A year ago, when I found out that we are getting a new whole trilogy, I just lost my mind. More emotional damage. Yahoo! And now, book 2 is here, and I need to read it right now. Also, I swear, this book looks bigger than all the others. Like, am I imagining things? But honestly, they just make all the situation even better. Okay, look, I'm not imagining stuff. I completely forgot about this, but this is the biggest book that we had previously, The King's Man. It is like this. This is The Golden Raven, and pum 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 pum. This one is bigger. This one is bigger. And I also have, I think, the King's Man is about 410 pages, and the Golden River is about 480 pages, so yes, big boy. And by the way, I was in the middle of reading something else. It looks more like a beginning, though. I just read 2 chapters. But let's be real. Girls and dragons? No. Boys and more boys? Yes. Okay, cannot wait any longer. Let's go. She thought she was done with obsession. She thought she had moved on, but it had other plans. In a world where boys have secrets, like a lot of secrets, one reader is about to fall again. Let's put that lower. Oh wow, this background is so white, but I have a picture here. You can see it maybe. Do something like this. Is it better now? No. It's not better at all. But Alright, I don't have a lot of time, to be honest. Okay, I am here with the book because this is my first update. I'm on page 85 right now, and it is like nothing. I'm just in the beginning. But I have some thoughts regarding something happened here and regarding something happened in the first book. Just some random thoughts. I want to build them out. I want to make this video spoiler free for this book, but I might make some references to the previous books, obviously, because this is a series. So consider it as your friendly warning. So far, I am vibing. I am genuinely happy to be back in this world. Even if the world in question is a hot mess full of trauma, blood, and questionable coping mechanism, just like our world, to be honest. Very cozy. But here are some things I wanted to talk about, and I have some, I don't know if you can see, yes, stickers. I do not remember what I wanted to talk about. My memory is just super short. Okay. The first thing, we know more about ravens from this book. But to be honest, the deeper we go into their secrets, my eyebrows are just going up. These boys and girls, I'll put it here. These boys and girls were straight up psychologically and physically wrecked, as we already know. They were trained into the dirt, they were isolated from society, they were beaten, and apparently not even treated carefully after all their traumas, after all their injuries. And injuries are inevitable in sports, and especially when you are a raven. And my only question is, like, how were they even winning anything? How were they even alive? How did this team function? I don't understand. But you know what? This is Nora Sakavic book, and for some reason I decided not to question things too deeply, and I'm good with this. It was exactly the same with the previous trilogy, that's why I like it so much. And I'm bringing this up not to complain, but to understand one thing, just to clear up one thing for myself. Is it just me who has this weird relationship with her books, or is everyone else like that? Because I see all these strange moments and plot holes that in any other book would have cost a star from the rating and sparkled even some disappointment in me. But here I just like, oops, let's pretend I didn't see that. Nora, stop it, please don't stop. And I don't know, but I'm not complaining. I like it, I enjoy it. The main thing is enjoyment, and I'm enjoying the book so far. Also, is it just me or Jean is insanely annoying? Sorry. Like, yes, I know why he's annoying. I know what happened to him. I understand his tragic backstory. That's actually real life. But does this make him easier to read? No. Neil was also traumatized and dramatic and constantly running from 7 governments. But I loved him. He had personality. Jean reads like he was Ctrl-Z'd out of existence. And that's the genius of it, despite I really have a lot of struggles with reading this character. Because the ravens actually erased his identity and personality out of him. And that's why I cannot see it. He's not acting like he's in a cult. He is in a cult. They just yanked him out physically, but mentally he is still inside. And that's awful. That's compelling. That make me want to throw the book across the room from time to time because of it. I just put my book here. I'm too tired. Here is the real problem for me. You can't fix the person if he doesn't want to change. And Jean is radiating, don't fix me, I like my trauma energy. And personally, I don't have time for that in my life. My emotional battery is expensive and on low power mode. But then you see how everyone in the book is fighting for him, is trying to save him, and I'm just yelling at the pages like, guys, please stop, please save your energy. I know something is gonna shift eventually, I know there is a crack coming in book 3 and we all is gonna feel things and cry and all that. But right now I am emotionally exhausted just looking at this man. Very hard. Jeremy's ultimate golden retriever vibes. Breaking tail, heart of gold, probably says thank you to vending machines. But I refuse to believe he's that pure. I want layers, I want moral ambiguity. I'm pretty sure he's hiding something behind that sunshine green. I can feel it in my bones. But maybe I'm wrong. That's an option too. Also, he said he's gonna learn French. And I swear, if he's fluent by the book's 3, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do something. Why does everyone in this universe become Duolingo legends in like 10 minutes? Why? Is it just me who's been studying French for a year and a half and can get past Je suis fatiguée? Don't even get me started on English, you can hear it yourself right now. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to reading because cows are eggs and sad boys too. Pray for me, please.
One eternity later.
Oh, hi, this is me again. First of all, apologies in advance for possibly terrible lighting, background, general appearance, some noises in the background. I've been working at my job all day. I know it's horrific. Because otherwise, in the next few days, I'm going either to finish the book or be too exhausted to film anything at all. And that would make this update totally useless. We are being responsible here, okay? Sort of. Anyway, I am pretty far into the book. It started to look dangerously close to the middle. And you know what? Jean is annoying me way less. Maybe I'm just getting used to him. Maybe something is actually happening, like who knows? But his performance at the doorstep after the interview, I've just finished reading this part just recently. It was amazing. Like, wow. Go and stop, little man, go. I just didn't expect that from him. After all what we've seen in this book and the previous book, how he behaved, that is unusual to see. But I totally understand that he was a raven, so that action is not surprising, but it's kind of surprising to see from Jean in the context of this book. I'm seriously loving it so much right now, but all of these things make me realize that I kinda miss all the unhinged violence in Foxes in the previous trilogy. Yeah, healthy teams are totally cute, but sometimes you just need a little bit of bloodshed. Also, and this actually feels weird to say, but I kinda miss XC. Of course they do drills and they train a lot, but we are halfway through the second book and there have been 0 actual games, which is kind of frustrating. But to be fair, in the first trilogy, a huge part of suspense was something like, can this disaster of a team actually win anything? And here we don't even have this question at all. Victory or near victory here is almost expected, because this team is well-known, huge and well-trusted, with a good reputation. So the story leans more into psychology, trust issues, some traumas and criminal records, because it's still a Nora Sakavic story after all. Let's not forget this. And guess what? We got Kevin and a little bit sprinkle of Andrew so far. That's not a spoiler, right? Everyone knows that foxes are gonna show up at some point, so we are all basically waiting for it. Or is it only me? At the same time, I'm not exactly the biggest Kevin fan. I'm not even his fan. I'm starting to think that being on the Raven's team makes characters 50% less tolerable to me, like automatically. but I don't know. Honestly, if I could pick, I would prefer more Neil. Although, I'm just thinking also that if we got even more Neil from someone else's point of view, not from Niels' point of view, he would annoy me too. I'm just fragile, okay? As for the plot itself, we don't know everyone, just survived yet another Nora-style meta interview. And it's not a spoiler, it was discussed back in part 1. How did it go? Well, if you think back to every previous interaction of our beloved disaster children with media, you could probably guess. And that is not a spoiler too. I am dying to keep reading this, but alas, time is an illusion and I have none of it. Seriously, why am I not being paid to just sit around and read books? It's just literally my top skill in this cursed economy. Although, if you factor in my reading speed, it's maybe not supermarket worthy, let's be honest. Alright, I think that's all I wanted to say, and I am able to say right now. Let's get back to it, and I guess see you in the last update already. I finished it. I am emotionally devastated again. I desperately need the next book again, and I want to reread the previous trilogy. Those guys. Again. By the way, here is a very interesting situation happens. Look at this book. Currently, I'm in my annotating mode. I don't know. I just noted every cute or not very cute moment while reading the book, and just look at all the previous books I have. Only one sad note. I was not in that mood a year ago when I reread the first trilogy in red. What is the Sunshine Court? Like, I was not in that mood. And now I'm really interested to know what is this one. Only one note I left in the whole books. So this is in the third book, somewhere closer to the end. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it can be. I maybe know. I think this is the 100% scene. I need this. I'm so predictable. I know myself so well. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what type of witchcraft this universe is. I don't know what type of spells Nora Sakavic cast on her characters or on me, her reader. I don't know. But I care about all these people in this book with such a fragile intensity, so it is so hard to explain, even for myself. So what happened? Oh, how did I feel? What am I supposed to do with my life now? All those questions. And let's start with Jeremy's situation. His family is such a mess. I don't know. Maybe this is my life baggage speaking, or it's just my huge love for freedom. I don't know. But every time he interacted with his family, that was impossible for me to read that. Every time he was at home, I felt so sad, so devastated, so trapped inside. That was almost impossible to read. I wanted to drag him out of there or just leave this place myself. but I could not. I was reading a book. But that was, I guess, well done. I don't know, but I felt emotion. Emotion was not nice. But books are supposed to elicit emotions. So, good job. But at the same time, we also see Jeremy's vulnerable side, finally. And we are seeing moments, finally, where Jean is the one who can support him, protect him, give something back to him. Because for a while, it just looked like Jean is the only one who's falling apart. And Jeremy is this, sunny savior, very positive, and so on. And it didn't look very interesting long term, but what we do have now is, and I'm very happy about this, even though I don't like Jeremy's family. And it actually reminds me why exactly I felt so hard, or at least one of the reasons why I felt so hard for Neil and Andrew in the first trilogy. Because this balance, this exchange, this two-way street, let's put it like that, you have no idea how much it did it for me. Okay, next point I wanted to touch is, surprise, again about Jeremy. Well, previous time was mostly about Jean, so I'm trying to balance this out. Well, Jeremy does have some secrets. He's apparently a little bad boy, if you know what I mean. And what I also like about him, like some more interesting facts about Jeremy, is that on the surface he's like all the captain vibes and serious face, everything concerning Exy. But they had a game, and then just before the game we realized, at least Jean and I myself realized, that he knows only names and positions of opponent team, and that's it. Like, sir, you're a captain. What the hell? And I can't stop but compare this behavior to Andrew, who pretended to care about literally nothing, but could recite every opponent, weak spot, and blood type without blinking. This contrast is hilarious to read, but I'm all in. And they had the third game in the season. And maybe the second, I do not remember, but season has officially started, and I'm so happy about this. You cannot imagine. Reading those scenes felt like coming back home. I cannot say it another way. Okay, let's talk about Jean just a little bit. I don't want to be dramatic, but it looks like he is turning into a human being. Finally, you won't believe it, but I kinda even started to like him at the second part of the book. What an emotional roller coaster. Thank you, Nora. And now, only one question remains for me. What the hell is going on with Ravens? Because there is no way, and like absolutely no way, that they are doing it on their own. Let's put it like this. I don't believe it. That feels off. That's weird. I don't believe it. I don't trust it. I need answers. And I need the next book. But there is no next book. So now I'm just sit here in pain. Classic. In case it's not incredibly obvious at this point, I adored this book. If you came here hoping for some kind of rational critique or balanced pros and cons list or something similar, I regret to inform you that I left all my critical thinking behind the day I picked up the Foxhole Court. I'm too deep in the cult now, but I really like it. I don't want it other way. Thank you so much for joining me on this chaotic emotional journey. If you read the book, please scream with me in the comment section. If you haven't read the book, you have to trust me and read it. If you haven't read the previous part, read the previous part. It is not optional. not anymore. And if you also think we should be paid to read emotionally devastating books about broken sport boys, you are officially my people. Alright, that's all from me, at least for now. See you in the next video, where I will probably be screaming about something else entirely.